One of the easiest ways to cook fish is to poach it. And I'm going to show you how to poach a side of snapper. Look how fresh this stunning piece of fish is. I'm also going to serve it with one of the most iconic French sauces, a beurre blanc. And you're going to need a lot of butter for this, so make sure you use good quality butter. Now, before we get onto the sauce, let's get onto the flavourings that we're going to add to our poaching liquid. So classic flavours here, a bouquet garni, which is a combination of bay leaves. I've got fresh, but you could absolutely use dry, some thyme and parsley. So I've got a large saute pan here. You want something quite large so it fits the piece of fish in. And you don't need to use a side of fish. If you like, you can cut them into portions. To that, I'm going to add some French shallots. I like the French shallots because they're milder in flavour, and I'm just going to roughly chop that. We're not actually going to serve the fish with all of these ingredients. This is just to flavour the water, or as you call it in the cooking world, this is a court bouillon. So in with the French shallots. 1 carrot, again, we're just going to slice it into rounds. And that can go in. And finally, some fennel. I love the flavour of fennel. I'm going to use the whole bulb of fennel. I love that aniseed flavour, and it always goes quite well with fish. So a whole bulb goes in. And the last thing I'll add is 1 peel of lemon. So you don't want the lemon juice, but just the peel, so we get an intense lemony flavour. Let's add 2, hey? All right, so we're going to bring this up to the boil, and then I'll turn it down, and this needs to simmer away for about 5 to 10 minutes before we add the fish. Now, let's get onto the sauce. We need to make a reduction before we start to add the butter. So I've reserved those 2 French shallots. I'm just going to finely slice them. Some people strain their beurre blanc, but I actually like the texture of the French shallots that have cooked down in the vinegar. So finely chop them. Okay. The French shallots could go into a pot. To this, I'll add some white wine vinegar. You could also use apple cider vinegar. Pour that in. And this is totally optional. I've got some white wine. Okay, now we're going to turn the heat on. And this reduction needs to reduce. So we need about a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons of it. This is going to be highly intense and concentrated. And that's what you want, because you're going to be adding loads of butter to this. So you want it to be quite balanced. Now, while that's cooking down, I can prepare the butter. So cold butter, I'm using a really good quality certified organic Australian butter for this. And I like to use unsalted. You can use salted if you like, but I find that you've got more control with an unsalted butter, and then I can flavour it with my salt later on. So we're going to add about 1.5 of these blocks of butter, and make sure it's cold. You want it to be really cold when you start to incorporate it into the reduction. So I'm just going to cut it into small cubes, and then we'll be ready to finish off the sauce. All right, it's smelling so good in here. There's something about vinegar and shallots cooking down, so good. Now, look how much this has reduced. There's about a tablespoon of liquid and still lots of the shallots. Now, I'm just going to turn this off for a moment while we concentrate on the fish. This has been cooking for about 5 to 10 minutes. Now we can poach our fish. So in with our beautiful piece of fish. Now, if you didn't want to use snapper, any nice white fish will work, and a pinch of salt. So in with our salt. Now the lid can go on, and turn this down to a really low heat. Nothing worse than allowing that to come back up to the boil. It's all about gentle cooking because fish is so delicate. So this is going to cook for about 5 to 6 minutes. Now, onto the all-important sauce. We're going to turn the heat back on, onto a low heat. It's looking good. I like to add a splash of thickened cream. You only need a small amount of it, and then we can start adding our butter. And this is where the magic happens. It's the magic of butter binding with vinegar that is just truly spectacular. So cold butter, and only a few pieces at a time. So 1 to 2, 3 pieces, and little by little, we're going to whisk that together. Stay with it. Once you slowly add a little bit more butter and it just melts in, it becomes thick and glossy. this beauty. Silky, shiny, exactly how it should be. All right, little salt. In it goes. You could use white pepper if you want to keep that vibrant yellow colour. I'm okay with a few speckles of freshly cracked black pepper. And one little stir. Okay, I'm going to be serving this with some peas. I kind of like the idea of putting baby peas all over the top and around the fish. And I've just blanched them very quickly. And then now we drench the fish in this beautiful butter sauce, beurre blanc. And there you have it, a blanket of beurre blanc over a fish that's cooked to perfection. And if you don't want to get a whole side of fish, of course you can get some fillets. You can even poach a whole fish, that's also really easy. That's served with some steamed potatoes, absolutely delicious, or as is, with some crusty bread.